Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back into the swing of things in the OCE Championship League Play 1. My name is Hysterics. I've got Curry Lord and Yummy Cheeseman joining us. And of course, going into League Play 1, we now have our top 8 OCE teams.
The top 8 teams, it's never been closer. These are a fantastic set of 8.
Yeah, and we've got Chiefs coming in at the top, and it's whether or not you can take them down is what I'm excited about.
$25,000 prize pool. The money is on the line, as well as 2 spots for RLCS in the upcoming season.
A huge prize pool, and whoever comes first is going to end up with over 10,000 Australian dollar dues.
That's pretty much like a prize pool of a whole competition on its own for a single person.
However, it is not just about the prize pool, it is about those spots for RLCS. We have represented internationally before, and we've taken down some teams along the way.
This is the year where there's no excuses. We've had a year, there's experience on these rosters, and it's time for 2 teams to perform and go a long way at RLCS.
Yeah, I want to see Chiefs coming in the top 4, and I think they've got the expectation that they will. And then I want to see another one of our teams breaking the top 7.
Who says the Chiefs are going to make it?
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
Nothing is set in stone here. And although the Chiefs look dominant, we'll touch on that in a little bit. Today is about getting ahead. And in these matchups, every single game, every single point matters. And with such a dominant team like the Chiefs, teams like Lovedex are really going to have to step up in days like today.
And at the end of today, we're going to see a whole bunch of grudge matches in a row. I'm looking forward to that part.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. The strong start, though, with Lovedex versus Chiefs. I want to see how Lovedex come in hard.
Well, Lovedex, however, in the past, maybe haven't started off their league play in such a difficult fashion, going up against Chiefs first. In the OCE Championship, no one is safe, but no one is secure in the same sense. For Lovedex, they maybe sit below the pack when you go against teams like Tainted Minds and Chiefs.
When we're looking at the OCE scene, we obviously have Chiefs right out in front. We've said it time and time again. Those guys at home know it as well.
Yeah.
Sitting just below them are 3 teams that are vying for that Chiefs spot or maybe vying for that second spot. And obviously there's only 2 spots between these 4 teams so far. That's Legacy, Dark-Sided, and Tainted Minds. And Lovedex are sitting out there, so they need to rise through the pack. So really this season is about who rises, who falls.
That's a good start, though. Like, if you can take down Chiefs week 1, it's like kind of usurping the king. Gives you a much smoother run.
But it's great to see now we've got this depth of talent. We're actually talking about Lovedex being viable, when as in the past, the top were the top, and there was no distinguishing whatsoever.
There was a clear difference in the tiers earlier. Now anyone can beat anyone, depending on the day that you're there. Even Legs of Silly, who didn't make our OCE Open Series, could make a huge run.
Yeah, and like in this matchup particularly, like you're looking at Lovedex, you have players like CGM who in the Open Series and the off season had some of the highest stats across the board. So there's talent across the team.
We're starting to see as well a lot of experience coming through. There's only 4 rookies of the OCE Championship itself. It's Jules, Delusion, Deca, who we all saw in the Open Series. Jules we've seen in previous tournaments as well, but he hasn't played more than 1 match in the OCE Championship last season. The only player who has never played in a Throwdown league, the only true Throwdown rookie, is Sammy.
Yeah, and he's tried, though. He's tried going for that top 16 run and then always
he's been just on the outside multiple times.
But now new dynamics to these teams with these rookies. We're saying anything is possible, and I really want to drill that into everyone's mind at home, where these teams can climb, because these dynamics changing with people like Delusion and Deca especially are creating powerhouses of teams.
There's powerhouses of teams, and we have to look at how that fits into the format today, because we have 5 weeks of round-robin league play. It's about finding the best teams. As you get to the competition at the end of this, there's going to be 6 teams playing in a mini regional, and the 4 teams go to the finals to see who goes to RLCS.
Oh, and that's going to be grueling, right? The amount of pressure when you have that finals coming up. And the guys I expect to see that will probably be the Chiefs. We have Jake and Drippay and Torsos. They're all fiends on the field.
Well, look, Jake, Drippay and Torsos, we talk so much about them. However, they have to perform because they've been off for a while.
They've been off, but they really showed up at the end of last season. They came into the off-season. They had a bit of a struggle. Towards the end, they looked like a totally different team. They were so much better, and they look like they are ready to dominate. Lovedex, on the other hand, they sort of were the opposite way. They were still finding their footing.
Yeah, you got CJM as the man I'm going to be watching a lot today. In the open season, even though they didn't have the greatest showing, he individually was insane. He walked away with like highest shot percentage, highest goals, and highest saves across the board.
And for those of you who don't know, there was kind of like 3 players meshing together. Monty Connor coming from the previous Jam roster, or previous Dark Side roster, I should say. Adzi from the old Scylla roster. And then we have CJM, who didn't get his spotlight last year. So now this is their chance. And Yummy, I will start with you. For Love Decks, do you see an opening or do you see an opportunity for them to take it against the Chiefs?
They have the ability, we've seen, to attack, and they started developing their defense at the end of last season, but I still think it's too little too late. I think Chiefs are going to take it pretty comfortably.
Yeah, Chiefs are kind of on their A point. We saw that in the open season, they got that 4-0 sweep in the finals, and if they're hitting that, and then that's before the RLCS season where they're going to be going hard, I reckon it's going to be hard to beat Chiefs.
So Chiefs, and your boy's going to go Chiefs. I'm so sorry. It is my return, and I didn't want to look foolish on the desk.
Is he really your boy?
Well, would have to ask that in chat. However, for Love Decks, it's going to be a very grueling match for them. And jumping into the very start of League Play 1, CJM, I have put some real pressure on him here. An individually great player. How do they go? Love Decks taking on the Chiefs. It starts now.
Yeah, they had a great start, though, gaining control and pushing it straight into the Chiefs' half. But unfortunately for them, they weren't able to make something of it because Reactive Jake is always ready.
Well, Chiefs instantly on the defensive. Quick demolition on Drippe. Does it make a difference? Not this time around. Monty Connor got for the slow play and the dribble. Love Decks now back on the defensive. CJM picking up the new Batmobile. What a classic. Also now around the side. The center down off the roof. Leaves it. Plays with time. The Chiefs, very calculated as always. And going up against Love Decks, I wonder how the mentality's going for these guys.
I think it's going to be pretty good for them. It's first day of the season. You're going up against Chiefs, which means the stress is way lower than it is against most other teams because the expectation isn't as high.
Drippe now off the side, looking for the center, and Jake, damn, it's good to be back on the field. Feels truly happy to watch the Chiefs kick things off because game 1 for them, always about cementing themselves. Drippe, the center, over to Torsos, a little bit wide. Jake waiting in the midfield, pushing up a little bit more, the demolition off the side. Now Jake is going to hit the backboard, but loosely driven away. Torsos with the angle, a shot on backboard, not directed anywhere else. Adzi goes up for it, Jake misses. Now over to Drippe and Torsos, but no one in defensive. It's a bit of a scramble, back in the first goal, goes over to Adzi.
Yeah, great play there by Love Decks, taking through the Chiefs in the midfield with an uncharacteristic miss from their players there, from Torsos being beaten out by Adzi, but good start nonetheless.
Past 2 defenders, Love Decks get themselves the first one on the board. Only a minute 30's passed as well, and looks like Love Decks coming into league play strong. We sure know they qualified and put on a hell of a show. Drippe now going to reach up with Jake as well, takes the ball, Adzi pitches it out of the corner, Torsos with a shot, angled but not in. Drippe comes in to clean it up, but unfortunately for Chiefs, that was their opportunity to strike.
Yeah, missed opportunity as well. It's good to see they're playing a little bit more confidently again with Jake. He's been coming forward a lot more this year, and it has enabled them to have a much stronger offense for those pressure plays as well.
Torsos again up for the ball, Jake bringing it downfield. 3 minutes have just hit on that timer. Love Decks now 1-0 up. And Chiefs back on the defensive. Drippe. Connor's here. He's still pushing up, but now going back. CJM reaches up for the ball. Torsos on the defensive. Over to Jake. Centers there. Back over to Drippe. Ball loosely again, defense, not on the backboard. Coming in, it's going to be Jake, but well defended away by Adzi.
Yeah, we can see Love Decks here have got so much faster than they typically would be coming towards his shots, beating out Chiefs, and it's something Chiefs has been very susceptible to in the past, being beaten out by Scylla and Tainted Minds occasionally as well. They don't like the speed.
Backboard to Drippe, angles there again, Monty Connor. Out of the way it goes, Love Decks. Continue to be on the defensive, and for Chiefs Esports, I mean, this is not as clinical as we normally see, but I dare say that the game 1 is just a taster of things to come. Love Decks now back on that defensive, that backboard. Needs to be pressured by the Chiefs. Now again, trying to come around that corner and angles for the Chiefs. Still interesting, great pass to CJM, but it's a little bit too far back. It's now left up to Monty Connor, and will hit the roof, the backboard, and then back in. Beautiful angle, but it just goes past and sweeps through that net.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity there, but they are still holding the lead with 1:40 left on the clock. Love Decks in a very auspicious place.
Adzi, CGM on the side. Jake back on the defensive. This doesn't look like the Chiefs normally. I mean, see Jake pushing up. Here we go. Backboard, up he goes. Montecano sends it away. Second touch. Very crucial for the defense of Lovedex, but now Drip Bay back in. Jake rotating around from this corner, going to be his best friend. Actually finding the angle, but no more boost. Also now hanging back. Trying to push the ball up, a minute 10 remaining. Chiefs in game one. Got some questions to ask. It is the start of league play, the start of many weeks to come. And Jake trying to find a hole in the opponent's defense. He's unable to do so. A minute left remaining, Courier, and maybe game one, Lovedex might have done enough.
Yeah, they're really struggling with their boost management here. The shot comes through. Unfortunately, so close, but Chiefs still trying to pressure.
But a great save from Adzi will get it the heck out of there, and that's not the first time Lovedex have done it this game. Backboard is not defended. Torso's coming in for his famous double touch, but as he does not find it, Chiefs again looking for that offense. Jake gets the demolition now. The net isn't wide open for the Chiefs. The center is through, and the third member will be respawning. Torso's looking for the pass. We'll find it over to Jake. Jake now off this corner. This left remaining. Defensive for Lovedex still working out well. Drip Bay trying to hit that backboard. It's going to rotate back down. Jake off the side. The corner as well. Drip Bay with the angle. Passing it in. Jake, light touch. Saved away by CJM. Great tactic from the Chiefs, but so well read from Lovedex.
Yeah, the savior of last season coming in strong. Locking out Escape. The final play, though. It's in the front of the net. But Monty Connor saves again.
Well, for the Chiefs, that was a close call. But Lovedex taking out game one. Great start for them in the series, and for league play especially, when you look at who they're versing today, if they can start by beating the Chiefs, who knows what they're capable of.
Yeah, it's a great start. It's weird, though. When you look at the scoreboard, 2 shots against the entire 9 that is coming out from the Chiefs series, it shows the way possession was going, despite the way the scoreboard ended up.
But for Lovedex, that was game one, and they narrowly held it by 1 goal. And you have to question whether 1 goal is convincing enough for you at home, or for even you, Courier, because on the defensive, they had about 6 or 7 saves by the end of that game.
Yeah, I think saves, though, that's a scary thing, right? If you have a lot of saves, that generally means you don't have control. But they still managed to win, so for me, it's going to be interesting. It's whether or not Chiefs can clean up their game. They've obviously got control of the ball. They're just unable to get enough consecutive shots to open up the net, or they're just not getting the angles they need to actually score. We had the moment where you're like, oh yeah, he normally would make that, and he doesn't.
So is the change in play style of Jake? Because that is really what I care about right now, is that this is not the Chiefs that we saw coming through the Open Series, or even when we've seen them in the past. This is Drip Bay and Torsos going up, and Jake maybe in the midfield a bit too much.
No, I think Jake coming forward, I think, is something they really needed to do. And
but are they doing this in game one?
Yeah, Jake's coming forward. We're definitely seeing him trying to take those shots, whereas before he's a lot more reactionary and would only come forward to kind of finish the goals. I think him coming forward is important for their playstyle. It just allows all 3 of them to be rotating a lot more evenly. I just don't think the execution's there.
Well, it's a good point, Courier. And that adaptation has to be made for Chiefs in game 2. Adzi with a bit of banger of a shot. Torso sends it away. Back in time. Montecano now off the corner. It's perfectly centered. Over to Adzi again, that corner. Setting it up. Lovedex now. The ball sweeps through, and Drippe waiting. Off the wing now. Montecano. Back over to Jake. Ball pops up. Lovedex. Centered around that corner. Good pass over to Drippe. Slower play, more reactionary for game 2. Torso's over the top, and again, Adzi almost pitches it out of the way. Jake hangs around the corner. CJM following the ball, using a lot of boost to do so. Will actually run out as he gets to this corner. Torso's now pushing up the ball, but it's been taken away. Jake on the defensive, holds out, and for Lovedex, still putting on the hurt for Chiefs.
Yeah, but I'm a lot happier with the way Chiefs have already started off. Their pathing this game in the last minute has already been better than their pathing for all of last game.
Yeah.
So in terms of boost management, which I think let down a lot of their goals, they've fixed that up.
Jake hangs back. Torso's going to be first to this ball. It goes to Adzi instead. They pop it back down. I'm not sure that was the best shot because now the backboard not touched. Drippe is up. Defended well by Monty Connor, and Lovedex reading the Chiefs quite well so far, but still on that defensive. The ball getting popped up. Adzi, he won't clean it. Jake sends it over to Torsos. Sorry, that was Drippe. Now back over to Torsos. He misses the ball. Lovedex getting it the heck away from there. Right through center. That ball is going to reach in, but Torsos reaches it back out. 3 minutes 30 remaining. A much tight-knit game than we maybe first thought.
Yeah, I think Chiefs are starting to contest the ball more, being able to set up pass plays as well. They're starting to get there faster, whereas Lovedex were intercepting a lot of last game.
Around the corner, Monticona doesn't reach over the ball. Adzi doesn't either. This is very, very dangerous. But Adzi trying to flick it. Reach. CGM is going to hang back.
Yeah, good play from Chiefs defense, though. They noticed that there was one man back, and they needed to go for that challenge, and they let them keep possession as they push into Love Deck's half.
Well, just continuing to do so correct. Torsos will actually potentially set it up for Jake. Ball dropping in front of net. Trippe wasn't able to take the shot. CGM passes it upfield. Love Deck's finally getting that big clear, but it's sent right back. Torsos now going to be following this ball. Slow and steady, wins the race. Torsos from the corner, maybe. Need to go a little bit faster than that. Jake comes up. Trippe hanging back. CGM from this corner. Have to be very careful. It's a good pinch from the Chiefs, but it's sent right back. Adzi on the corner. In comes CJM. He's waiting, biding his time. Big clear was bound to come back. It's just going to pop up over to Monticona. He's actually missed the ball, and the angle's going to come through from the Chiefs. Sent away by Monticona, but boy, is it close. Question at 2 minutes in, whether the Chiefs can find themselves a shot in that net. Love Deck's clear goes back over. Jake here, light touch, playing dangerously. Trippe and Torsos go up for that ball. The Chiefs we're used to seeing, CJM clears it back upfield. To be responded by Torsos. Now off the wall. We get the second touch and the third. A lot used for that, but it means that the goal might be open. Torsos just has to let it go in, and he slides one for the first.
That's good to see they finally got there on the scoreboard. Torsos and Drip teaming up as they open up the goal. And what a fast play as well, recognizing where it's going to come through and just enabling himself to score.
But one goal games crew, this is all we're seeing, and at 1 minute 30, I fear this could just be the clincher to take out game 2. Maybe for the Chiefs, they found another one. Torsos, they take it back with some smart play from the Chiefs.
It's always good when you win off those kickoffs. Chiefs historically known as well for preferring to play it safe on them. It's pretty funny when they come in and get the score from that beautiful read.
Well, 2-0, 1 minute 30 remaining. Game 2. Looking a little bit more breezier for the Chiefs. They're saying it's nice out here. Open a couple of windows, see what happens, and Torsos comes flying in through them. Now off the corner, number 3. And the Chiefs, there's the center over to Jake. Good angle, saved well by Monticona. Torsos up for the ball again, trying to angle the shot in. Play from Love Deck's. Pass, the dribble over the top. Hits that crossbar, goes all the way back over to Adzi. Torsos tries to steal it away. The Chiefs, maybe not winning as many challenges as you'd come to expect. Go from the left-hand corner. Their expectations for the Chiefs always set high. CJM trying to deny exactly that. Demolition onto CJM might slow things down, but the pinch from Monticona won't.
Or just in the nick of time as well. Monticona and CJM teaming up. I think the demo there may have put Jake out of position, enabling them to potentially take the shot.
Great stuff from Monticona. Right angle, right time, and great to watch. Love Deck's now 1 goal separates them from trying to clean things back up. Very convincing game 1. Off the defensive now. CGM wants the ball out of here. Demolition in goal for Monticona, but Adzi's already up for the ball. Both players miss it, and it's left for CGM and Torsos. There's Torsos after he sends it up. Now he's going to have to back off. Jake, up he comes. Adzi, slow with the ball. It's a pass Torsos, not Trippe. Good rotations from the Chiefs. Reading it well as usual. Jake with the shot. CGM directly in net that was going. Trippe again off the board. Adzi over to Monticona. Great pop-up. 10 seconds left remaining. Love Deck's getting so close, but they're going to have to get a massive clear for this one to work. And Chiefs Esports, I think they've found themselves back into this series. Not that we ever counted them out, but game 2 going over to the Chiefs means we're 1-1.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer this time for them. Walking away with that beautiful play off the midfield kick goal, but we're still seeing possession stay in their half. Just slowly cleaning up their gameplay a bit, and as a consequence, they're just taking the game.
So for the Chiefs, you have to say that this was a much more successful game, which any loser could say like myself. But there were a lot more saves, there were a lot more, I guess, pressure from the Chiefs onto Love Deck's.
Yeah, I think this game was just a little bit cleaner. I wouldn't say it was a huge jump from the first one that we saw from them.
That's fair.
I think it was just the little things that improved. We saw the boost management was really good in the first game. There's so many moments where they're playing in the midfield. They're not actually on the ball or about to go on the ball. and they're pathing around the boost pads, which is obviously very suboptimal.
Yeah.
But this one was a lot cleaner. You could just see them making like a conscious choice to have that good pathing. And as well, I'm loving watching Jake play. He's consistently pulling 2+ demos every game, and it just shows how much more aggressively he's playing in that front position.
But Jake now stepping up, now actually playing this position well. I dare say from game 1, game 2, there were very obvious transitions. And what I enjoyed most about that game was that it didn't look like Lovedex were struggling. They were just getting choked out a little bit. And then they found their way back on the board. So an interesting game 3 ahead of us, ladies and gents, because of Lovedex and the way they're going. I think this just tenses up league play that a little bit more.
No, the fact that this is top seed versus one in the middle of the pack is definitely an indicator of how tight it has gotten.
When you see teams like Legacy, Tainted Minds, Darksided, and the Chiefs here, you look at a potential top 4, but it is so close, and Lovedex definitely not missing out on that spot. So, only league play week 1. Expectations changed already. Drippe up for the ball in game 3. Gonna try to angle around. He's run out of boost, but that won't stop the Chiefs. Jake, he'll have the ball. It's off the backboard. It's not touched. This is for Jake again. The backboard once again visited by the Chiefs. The attacker, he's backed off. Jake gonna pick up some boost. Hadzi waiting in the middle. The Chiefs, of course, support from Twitch. Undeniable with 65%, but you can see after Lovedex took game 1, that's what we saw. Backboard crossbar even. Jake with the shot, angles it. It's going to hit up. Drippe waiting to come through. Adzi will clear it away, but not quite. And Torsos will hit it back into the corner. How does he follow the ball? Drippe waiting in the center there, but some good clears coming through from Lovedex.
Yeah, some good clears. And they've been interrupting the pass plays coming from Chiefs. We haven't seen them. And they have some great ones when they get going. They have huge booming players that can really pound a ball straight into that goalpost. I love Jake. Again, another big opening. CJM keeps getting taken out by those bumps. Yeah,
bumps, demolitions, that's Jake, but Lovedex initiate the counterattack. And immediately so, the Chiefs push it right on through. 3 minutes 30 remaining. Chiefs on the offensive, Torsos from the corner. Ray hangs back, Torsos with a light touch. That dab's not going to do anything. Monticona pops it up over to Adzi. Great play from Lovedex. Adzi now going to come through. The backboard, it's not touched. No one there to cement it though from Lovedex, and their defense almost punctured with that massive shot from the Chiefs. I'll take it back because Drippe did exactly that.
Oh, what a great read as well. You could see as he was coming in that he knew it was going to happen. Started to change his pathing to enable himself to have the angle to beat out Monticona rather than go forward where it'd then be contested.
I mean, look at the pace on that ball as well. Lovedex down again, but Chiefs seem to get better and better with each game. Let's see how Lovedex adapt. 3 minutes left remaining. Torso's the roof. One of his best friends in Rocket League. The other would be the wall. Maybe the third, the backboard. Jake popping it into that goal square. It's not cleared by Monticona. Gives Drippe a bit of breathing room. Gonna leave it now. 3 members hanging around this wing. Adzi now comes center field. Won't find the second touch. Drippe off the wall. CGM clears it. As Torsos reacts here. Chiefs staying on the defensive, and this is a good passing play. Set up nicely. Crossbar, the enemy of my enemies, my friend, for Lovedex. Unfortunately, that crossbar, friend of Chiefs, but not to them.
But that clear off the backboard was filthy, enabling to completely turn this back around, and now they have a pressure play building on Lovedex's side, where they should have just been locked in.
Crossbar or not, Lovedex still have to find themselves a passing play like that. Great interruption from the Chiefs. And Lovedex, these long plays, they're looking pretty dangerous if they can firm this up. I dare say that we have a Lovedex that can really change throughout league play.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch how they go, because the team had huge problems in the Open Series due to their internet issues, conceding 2 matches, essentially. So
was
now,
it CJM again?
Yeah, it was CJM.
I'm sorry, continue.
But yeah, it's going to be exciting to see what they can do with good internet and that extra time to have played and practiced together.
Yeah, I think it makes me curious as well, because Lovedex has so much untapped potential. Well, now in the top 8, it's not untapped, dare I say. We know they're a top 8 team in OCE. How much further can they go? Jake doesn't get that shot. Torsos back over to Jake, interrupted by Adzi. Now Lovedex pushing upfield. The counter clear right there. Monticona through to the center. We're doing some really short shots here today. CGM off the wing will get the demolition on Torsos. Now Lovedex able to open up. But Jake interrupts again. Winning these challenges now, the Chiefs. Good clear from Monticona. Turns into a shot, saved away by Drippe. 1 minute left remaining. Chiefs back on the offense. Demolition onto Drippe. The clear, ignored by Jake. Instead, Adzi coming to dunk it, and it's a beautiful setup.
And the equalizer comes through for Lovedex, and now they have an opportunity to pull themselves ahead again. With great shots like this, they could do it.
So for Lovedex, this is the crucial moment. Can they hold? Can they push ahead? So we saw in game 2, they were able to find an opening, but was it too late? Off the backboard now for Adzi. Jake reaching up for the ball. Monticona, he's actually put this in a pretty good position for Adzi, but Adzi doesn't touch the ball. Torsos now gains full control until Monticona comes in. Off the wall, 40 seconds remaining. Monticona playing with time. One big play left remaining. Monty was centering that. You could see it. The look in his eyes. 30 seconds left remaining. Adzi doesn't hit the backboard, but it is saved by CJM.
Oof, that's what you have teammates for. They got your back.
Thankfully, now CJM pushing up. Adzi waiting patiently. Time, the friend to any team here, but it will go into overtime, as you know. 15 seconds remaining. Sending it away from Drippe. Second touch, a great pass to Jake off this corner. Getting creative are the Chiefs. That ball is missed, but no one expected it, so the Chiefs nowhere nearby. This ball first has to hit the ground for Jake, for Drippe. Oh boy, oh boy. You like to see it, you hate to see it, but we're in overtime all the same.
That was a great play. They nearly finished it off, but Lovedex ready and waiting and had that player sitting deep in defense just in case they worked it out.
Well, pushing into overtime, the Chiefs now start on the offensive. CGM immediately clears it over as he pops it up. I said the creativeness was from the Chiefs, but maybe they'll have to take that back. Lovedex, the first shot of overtime. Now Adzi. Away it goes to the other side of the field. This is for Torsos. Torsos centers to himself off the backboard. Drippe waits. He's going to clear it back over. This works out for the Chiefs. 2 members have commit to this ball, but Monticona comes back in time.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication. You can tell when they get panicked, they get scored upon with Lovedex taking game 2 against the Seed 1 Chiefs.
Finding the gap. Look at this. Torsos and Drippe off to that left-hand side. Not back in time. And Lovedex actually have the lead in the series over the Chiefs Esports Club.
Well, we saw Drippe and Torsos kissing by the bleachers then as they got scored upon. So that's a bit of an awkward moment for them. And you just can't afford to do that when you're in overtime.
However, career for Lovedex, this is fantastic. Look at Adzi, the aggressor. When we saw him on Scylla, I don't think I ever praised Adzi as I surely would have in this moment right here. 2 goals, 6 shots, and definitely getting my heart jittering.
Yeah, no, Adzi's a player that said he didn't have the performance he wanted last year, and he thinks he had a lot of potential to rise to, and he reckons he is a player that can be at the forefront of a professional team that can carry them all the way. And because of that, if he keeps playing like that, yeah, showcasing it.
So Adzi having a good performance, but the stars are not aligning just yet. Like, they're moving, but they haven't aligned just yet. One more game for Lovedex. Now 2-1 in this best-of-5 series. After this, they go up against Darksided. They can beat the Chiefs. You can dodge a ball.
Yeah.
Like, anything's possible.
Will they have the stars aligned? Will there be Zizagy and all that kind of thing going?
I don't know what that is.
We'll move on.
Okay, good. All right, Zizagy, exactly right. Game 4 is a good test for the Chiefs, though. I think especially when we've started league play in the past, we've been like, ooh, maybe the Chiefs won't win this season. Maybe the Chiefs are not in good form. And I think it is just a testament to how our other teams are developing. The Chiefs may be performing well, but other teams performing even better.
I think that's the case as well. You don't get like a free pass for being the Chiefs anymore.
Yeah.
But you can't be the best, have an off day, and then still walk away with an unclean win. You got to be on your A game because the rest of the competition has risen to the occasion.
That's right. Our top 8 more fierce than ever, running into the RLCS season, the OCE Championship. Who will start their journey? Who will take themselves into one of the biggest Rocket League, or the biggest Rocket League prize pool known to man. Chiefs. See, Jake was once again challenged and the ball was taken away. Adzi for the play. Jake passing it back over. It's going to be over to CJM. Jake looking for the demolition, the bump. CJM passing it downfield over to Adzi. Once again, Adzi getting in position and sets it up for himself.
Yeah, Adzi wants to carry, and Adzi's running away with it again. Another great play coming out in the pass plays. Lovedeck's using them, and they're working well.
You see the bump actually went onto CJM, but Adzi, he's the one who recovered enough to take the shot. Lovedeck's in the lead. You can hear the smile in my voice, folks. That is because Lovedeck's taking the first game of league play is within our grasp. Can they hold this lead? 1-0, 4 minutes remaining.
The crazy thing is, if they can win this match, then Chiefs have just scored anyway. Drippe powering through with that great flip over the defense.
I can hear you, Curry. You're like, if Lovedeck's can, and then you saw the goal go in, and you were like, we'll see about that one.
Yeah, it's just running away from them.
Well, 1-1, 4 minutes left remaining still. Within 5 seconds of me setting up. That was my bad, Courier. I apologize for setting you up.
That was Drippe's good. It was a beautiful shot.
Yeah, it was. That's what we've come to expect of the Chiefs. CJM, one of the best solo mechanical players in our region. The backboard, Jake waits. He lingers back. Passing upfield. Be centered. 3 members in defense. Scrambling a little bit, Lovedeck's, but the clear finally able to come through. They'll be able to spread back out. Drippe, he's coming off the wall, the roof. Now back into the center. CGM, big clear. Also up. Monty Connor, there's a good pass over to Adzi, but falls short. And Lovedeck's now, the pressure's back on them. Without that 1-goal lead, he's looking a little bit more comfortable to pass to center field. Great touch from Adzi, will actually intercept, get it away. Now passing back up, Lovedeck's. Clear, helped out, Torsos with a light dip. We'll set it over to Monty Connor. Ball getting stolen away. Chiefs now have an opportunity to intercept. Drippe's there. The backboard is not cleaned up, and Torsos has freedom, but the save from Monty Connor is good again.
Yeah, the goal was completely opened up. Great rotation back by Monty Connor, seeing his teammate getting demoed and getting back in the nick of time to save that goal.
Jake off the wall. Light, brisky touch. Drippe now hanging back. Drippe again. Monty Connor's in the way. Some individual strengths from Lovedeck's. Can they hold against Torsos? Jake intercepts. Monty Connor loses the ball for a split second. And now this big clear will have to be reacted by Torsos. Time's running out to take the lead. CJM. The clear off the side. CGM looking for the bump. It actually dispositions Jake. Only for a little bit, but this is a big enough clear. Didn't see that one, but the Chiefs will take the lead.
Yeah, Lovedeck's going all in on that play, and unfortunately when that happens, you get punished, because Drip is a speedy boy.
Oh, Drippe finding the mark, sending it home. Chiefs now take the lead. Start league play off with a game 5. Dare I dream, Korea.
I want that sweet overtime as well.
Oh, have everything. Big pop up for Jake. He'll actually pass it over, but I'm not sure this is the greatest for the Chiefs. As I say that though, Torsos has just found an opening. The backboard narrowly hit by Monty Connor. Drippe off the side. The CGM hands it back over. Jake now has a shot, interrupted. Well placed by Lovedeck's. They're able to push back up the field. The ball not cleared, actually sent to the other side. This will be up to Adzi, but he's already backed off. That 1-goal advantage, putting the pressure onto Lovedeck's. Story's not over yet for the Chiefs. In fact, it might just be beginning. Good pass over to CJM. See the blocking from the Chiefs. Always good. Drippe heading back. CJM still sticks around. Connor. This wing. Drippe centering it. Now up to Torsos, but it's hit through the air. Read well by Lovedeck's. Jake clears it all the way back. Clear after clear. Up goes the ball. CJM to hit it back on over. Torsos is here. There's a good center over to Jake. The backboard hasn't been touched, but it's reacted the second time around.
Yeah, Jake trying to go for the special Drippe delivery service. Unfortunately, unable to finish it off. With the Lovedeck defense, they're happy to send 3 men back and just camp to hold it down.
Is able to read that play. Goes back over to Drippe. Now for Adzi. Is this it? The solo play. A bit of out position for the Chiefs. Monty Connor can't get it through Jake. The brick wall of the Chiefs continues to hold. Quick demolition onto Torsos, but Lovedeck's on the defensive, so this one's not going to matter. A light touch, Adzi to clear it. Monty Connor unable to get it through Jake, but waits patiently and it works out for him. 30 seconds, the pass is there. Gets it over the top. The backboard is where it's about to hit. Now Drippay upfield, 20 seconds remaining. Adzi and CJM, this could be the last play. Adzi doesn't get it through. Monty Connor has to rotate back, and this huge tempo swing. Chiefs are just taking it, and Drippay, he'll score the nail.
Yeah, that is the last one that goes into the coffin. Hysterics. They take out this game, take us to that game 5 you wanted.
So, for the Chiefs, making me smile, but of course making themselves smile. For Lovedex, this was a narrowed out loss. I don't care if it's 3-1 and there is a couple of goals difference. This is a very narrow loss this game. They've shown these huge signs of life that we didn't see in the OCE Open Series, that now moving into the most dominant tournament in OCE. The OCE Championship has brought out the best in them, and I'm curious to see what it brings out in Game 5.
Especially considering this is the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of the season when you have so many weeks left and you're going up against Chiefs to start. You're only going to get better from there.
The Chiefs are outstanding. They are the top team. They're the top dogs in OCE. And whenever you say, OCE Rocket League, what team do you think of?
Chiefs.
Chiefs,
Yeah.
right? Now against Lovedex, it's just like such a good sign of life, like I said about Lovedex. The fact that this team can stand up to the best team in OCE, undeniably the best team in OCE, gives Lovedex this huge boost of confidence.
Yeah, I got to feel the Chiefs are not happy then today. If they're going, okay, we're going into the tournament, we're going up against, one of the seeds that's just outside the top 4. Should be a pretty comfortable work. This is their only match today. So if they lose, they're on a 0% win rate for week 1.
For week 1, and then we'll hold that stat, see if it continues throughout. However, we are in Game 5, and we have to find out who takes this one out, because for Lovedex now, with this huge step up, they have to make sure last game does not become the 5th game as well. They have to make sure that they're taking this out in style and in cleanliness as well.
You got to remember though, momentum's alive. They won game 1. That means they're banned from winning the entire match.
Wow.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's the way that works.
No, well, I'm proud of Lovedex here, but Chiefs seem to be spinning back on. Chiefs seem to be in that kind of shift where we expected them to be at the very start of today. And in Game 5, they've got the chance to just tell it to shut up. Here it is, Chiefs and Lovedex. They started league playoff with a bit of a banger. Monty Connor now loses the ball. Look at this. Momentum's alive, but hey, the Chiefs have definitely found it. Drippay, he loses it. This is a good pass over to CJM. Jake gets there first, but it's centered over to Adzi. Taken away by Torsos. Who's first to the ball seems to be the biggest question. Adzi, a great pass. The angle as well from the Lovedex offense.
Yeah, they are just powering out these Adzi passes that are leading to disgusting goals.
My man, I didn't talk about Adzi last year, but boy oh boy will I be talking about him in 2018. First goal for Lovedex. How do they hold? How do they push?
It's a strong start, right? If they can just come out the gates kicking like that and leaving Chiefs on the back foot, and again, the pressure's coming out of them after this setup. Damn.
And what we said about the tempo, the advantage is there. Chiefs, all 3 members are up, however, and they can't continue this offense. No one in defense. Are they able to push up? Lovedex in position, but CJM missing the ball. It's okay. It's centered, but Drippay steals it. Adzi drops it for Monty Connor. Torsos there first. CJM back on the defensive. 4 minutes left remaining. CJM again. The individual play, but no one in defense. Monty Connor, he's set up beautifully.
Now, it's a bit uncharacteristic there for Chiefs. We saw them come forward with a 3-man play running up the pitch, and then again, they ran up the pitch. This time, they finally got punished for it.
This is incredible. Remember what we're talking about in the OCE Open Series? Do you remember what we were talking about, or you guys were talking about last week? Lovedex, they're the team that have come together. The scrapes, the leftovers, as I know you and Yummy like to call them. Leftovers no more. This is one of the most dominant performances I've seen from them, especially in Game 5. Setting up for this play, the Chiefs back on the defensive. Monty Connor won't let the ball get out of this half, but Torsos has other ideas. How to boost now. The Chiefs, 3 minutes 30 remaining to try and get something back here. All passed over. CJM reaches up. Adzi, he waits patiently on the other wing. Monty Connor, it's a great setup. CGM, actually, this is going to be perfect for Lovedex if they can get it away from the backboard. They wait again. The clear, not coming through from the Chiefs. Set up for Adzi. The angle, still beautiful and scrambling. Chiefs are just trying to defend as much as they can, but Lovedex feeling really confident and off the roof. even more so with that one.
We're having one of those scary moments now where Chiefs, when they start to fall behind and they lose confidence, they start to contest each other for the ball. Drippe running into Torsos, as a consequence, isn't able to rotate back fast enough to save these goals. This could be the death knells for Chiefs this game.
The Kiwis coming in strong. Lovedeck's now 3-0 with 3 minutes remaining. Jake's up for the ball. This is a good moment. There it is. Chiefs Esports. They'll find one.
It was a good read and a great play, though. Just taking that out in front of them as well. I love watching Jake play because you can tell he thinks about how he needs to orientate his car, how he needs to get into position before he takes a shot.
Okay, Courier. 2 goals difference. Chiefs now. Big task ahead of them. Lovedex, will they hold with that confidence? Jake around the corner. It's not touched by Adzi. This opens it up for the Chiefs. Torso's there. CJ for the clear. Saves great, but Lovedex, that second touch, that was crucial. It opens it up. The backboard, not the best friend. Lovedex getting close. Now Monty Connor saved away by Drippe. This is the pressure that they need.
And they're just slowly building. Every second we spend sitting inside the Chiefs' half is a second they can't use building that offense to try to close that 2-goal deficit.
That's when we're talking about Jake, who's waiting here. Drippe in the net. It's a good demo from Torsos, but it's already been done. The damage there from Adzi. He comes in for the second touch. Angle is very, very close from Monty Connor. The dribble from Drippe. Taken away. He waits. Torsos is there. It's Jake hanging back. Not as aggressive. I'll have to decode this one a little bit later. Torsos missing the ball. He waits. Best team in OCE are under a lot of strife here. 2 minutes left remaining. Lovedeck's lead by 2 goals. Bumped out of the way. Now for the Chiefs. Time slowing down for Lovedex. Adzi's up for the ball, but it's still taken away by Drippe.
Yeah, great read there as well. I thought the Lovedex defense would be able to get up in time. They did have the patience. They could have just waited it out and then made that perfect touch, but Torsos gets there as well.
Monticona had a part to play in that one, but 1 goal difference. Game 5 definitely going your way, Korea, if we see another one. CJM, he's lost the ball already. Torsos with the power play opens things up for Jake in front of net. The ball lies, waiting for Drippe's input. Unfortunately, he's using HDMI instead of VGA. Quality's better, but sometimes it goes in and out. Torsos waiting back. 1 minute 30. Torsos now, the ball gets through. Jake's here. Into Monty Connor. Drippe now, around the ball. Minute 15. Ball in front of net, demolition. Slow things down, that was from CJM. There's the touch that we're waiting for. The crossbar. God, it helps.
Yeah, and that's the Drippe we know and love. It may not have been the perfect shot, but it was the right amount to get it in, and that's what we expect to see from him. He's one of the powerhouse shooters of 2017, and now that we're seeing the shots come out of him, it gives me hope.
However, Lovedex still got something to prove here. Minute left remaining. If they can just hold on, maybe find another shot, who knows. Things are tense here. Connor waits. Jake stealing away the ball. Surely has run out of boost by now. Give it back over to Monty Connor. 45 seconds. Drippe losing the ball. This is it. Lovedex have to get it away from Torsos. They kind of do, but he's able to recover it. Pinch it against the wall. It's centered, in fact. Jake pass away. The 1-2. How do you do for Torsos? 30 seconds. Still 3-all. CGM up over to Monty Connor. The center is there. Realistically, for Drippe, he needs to get this ball upfield. CJM with the center. Jake able to save it. Passes it, in fact, over to Adzi. It bounces off the wall. A little bit unpredictable. Monty Connor's up here as well. As it bounces down, the Chiefs have one last onslaught. The ball's missed. Everyone coming up now. It's looking to be dunked, and Drippe wasn't able to finish the job. Has Torso's got the equipment, the know-how, the necessity is there, and it just needs to go in. But CJM saves the day.
Oh, just too eager, just too far forward to get the angle they need to close this out. And this might be the end for them with that strong start from Lovedex.
Well, Lovedex now back on the defensive as quickly as it began, but Chiefs able to close it out within 7 seconds.
Lovedex too eager on that run forward, and Chiefs closing it out with that beautiful play. This is what we wanted to see with them all day. Just powerful passes, powerful shots, and Drippe finishing it for them.
Well, for the Chiefs. That was a very close call. And by no means would I be happy with that for the Chiefs, but the fact that Lovedex came so close is again another testament to how close OCE is getting in the competition, to how this league play is going to shape up. And I dare say, Yummy Cheese Man, that for Lovedex, this is not a performance that they should be disappointed with.
They shouldn't be disappointed, and Adzi's been that player, even in the qualifiers, that has the chance to step up. He didn't step up at all in the OCE Open Series. He was probably a big disappointment. Now he's stepping up. His teammates, I think, just need to really follow.
That's it. I think CGM as one of those standout players in pretty much every position, and the fact that he didn't get as much spotlight time from the way we're talking at the table is indicative of him not reaching his potential today.
I kind of felt that there was like a very rich dichotomy between the two teams, with CJM and Drippe both known for their aggressive playstyles, but both playing that third man position. And CJM was really struggling to get involved. He got a lot of saves, but it showed in the fact that it made it harder for the Lovetex teams to get those goals. On the opposite side, Drippe was really good in that position. It's a really surprising modification he's made. But his striking ability was just not there. For the best striker in OCE, it took him 5 games before he figured out his stride and was able to get those shots on net, because they had plenty of opportunities. But Drippe was never able to finish it off in those first 4 games.
Yeah, you look at like game 1, right? If you have 9 shots with Torsos, who's one of the best mechanical players in the region, Drippe, who's one of the best shooters in the region, and Jake, who's vastly improved his ability to shoot, you can only close out like 1 goal. What is happening?
You can still see that they're still making adjustments as well. Chiefs, they're getting in the way a little bit of each other, both on offense and defense. They're not used to Jake being so aggressive still. So they are crossing wires. But now that now that Chiefs have got that, it was their 1 game. They're going to go back, and they're not going to be happy with that performance at all. They're going to be spending this week going, okay, we really need to improve because we need to be the top dogs.
Yeah, I took that when Torsos left early. I'm like, oh, he is not a happy camper.
Torsos would not be happy. I saw a few misses from him that he wouldn't be happy with. Drippe, I think, equally not going to be happy with his performance. I think Jake played pretty well.
He was a right pain. I was like tracking the bumps and demos that guy got. He averaged over 2 demos per game, and then I just stopped tracking bumps because I'm just like, he's a jerk.
Yeah, Lovedex as well. Because they went so close, this is a huge difference for them. I think they have the chance to really step up. If we see CJM or Monty Connor, just one of the two play a bit better than they did today, then they'll be a team in the top 4.
So Lovedex, eyes are on them, and for me, I think Adzi would definitely be one of those contenders for the Omen by HP MVP of the day, and something that I know we'll be talking about over the break. Hopefully, we're going to see more from Lovedex. In fact, we will, as we go to a short 5-minute break, and when we return, Lovedex will be